Let me teach you how to cut a bob. It's one of the hardest haircuts in the industry. I feel like college doesn't teach you enough to be able to cut a bob, to be honest. So I'm going to do it for you. So first of all, I'm combing the hair through and I'm sectioning it off into 4 sections. So nice clean sections. Get your sides out the way because you don't want to touch them yet. So I'm literally just moving the hair out of the way. I don't really need to clip it because it's not in my way, but if you want to clip it, you clip it. There's no right or wrong way. So I'm sectioning into my 4 sections, taking off my first section at the bottom. I like to go at a slight angle because the head's not straight. So I like to go at a slight angle when I'm cutting my bob for my first section. So I'm going to get with bobs, it's really important to keep your sections as neat as possible because I find it just gets messy and then you can end up getting like one side longer than the other. It doesn't quite work as well. Just make sure your sections are as neat as you can. It does take time. It does get easier as you go on. I promise the more you do it, the easier it gets. It's even worth getting a doll's head to practice this kind of haircut on. If you need a doll's head, let me know because I've got this sick Amazon one that's like 80% real hair, which is perfect because even if you cut it longer and then gradually go shorter and shorter with it basically. So I'm just again getting my sections out of the way, combing it up so again there's no bagging when it's picked up out the way. Also, these From Our clips are a joke. Can I just say they have changed my life. I've gone from the big clips to the like crocodile clips to this. So your first section, okay, you are pulling that straight down basically like a 1 length, okay, and you're cutting the perimeter of how short your client wants their bob. So this is where you're cutting your first section to the length your client wants their bob, okay? So I'm curving it slightly, so I'm not doing straight across. Can you see I'm just curving just a little bit? Again, following the shape of the head. The head isn't dead straight. I use 7-inch scissors because I don't know why I use such long scissors, but I just find it easier. So I'm combing the hair down, making sure my perimeter is nice and straight because that's going to help me start my section of my bob, okay? I'll get all the excess hairs off after. So now I am gonna, what I call knuckles to neck, okay? So we're taking our next section down. So remember, your first section is the length the client wants their bob. Your second section is the start of the graduation, okay? So this is a graduated bob. So take your sections down, keep it again as neat as you can with your sections. Clip the hair right out the way so you don't get caught on it. Okay, so knuckles to neck. So if you watch right now, I'm taking my middle section, I'm moving the rest of the hair out of the way so the hair's nice and damp, so it just will move out of my way. So this is where it gets quite fiddly. I am gonna put my hand in, knuckles to neck, never forget that, knuckles to neck, and I'm pulling the hair out, making sure there's no knots, there's no bag in, to how high I want my graduation. Bearing in mind, there's going to be a guide because I've just cut the length that we want. So can you see my knuckles are to neck? I'm making sure there's no bag in. I've got nice tension, pulling the hair out, and I've got my guide because I've already cut my first section. So straight away, that's going to give me my graduation to my bob. So now I'm taking my next section. So I'm taking half of my middle section, half of my new section. I'm pulling it slightly to the middle. My guide is there, knuckles to neck. I'm following the same graduation. And I'm cutting. Okay, so I'm taking half of my previous section. So I work back and forth because I think you get more balance from it. But if you want to work one side at a time, you can. There's no right or wrong way, okay? Again, I'm making sure I've got really nice tension. There's no knots, knuckles to neck, and I'm pulling that section out. I've got a nice clean guide. Do not cut if you don't have a guide, okay? There's something wrong. If you do not have a guide, do not cut because you're going to make something slightly shorter or longer. So can you see my bob is already starting to look like a bob? And we've only just started. Again, knuckles to neck. I've got my nice clear guide and I'm taking my section and I'm just slightly pulling it into the center. So I'm not bringing it out, I'm pulling it in slightly. So again, I'm getting my knuckles to neck. This is my harder side because I'm left-handed. So I'm keeping that down a little bit. But can you see, if the hair looks right when it's wet on a bob, that means it's going to be perfect when it's dry. So again, I've got half of my last section, half of my new section. My arm is in the way, so that's not helpful. And again, I'm pulling it out. This is my easier side. But can you see, I'm just over-directing it slightly to bring it to the middle to make sure it's even. So again, move your section. Keep your sections nice and clean. It makes it easier. Knuckles to neck. I've got my guide. Comb that down. See, I've got my long sections there that shouldn't be there. I'm going to comb it down just slightly. and follow my guide. I'm following my guide. I cannot tell you enough. So now I'm going to cross check. So I'm pulling my 2 corners down just to check that they're even. And as you can see in the photo, in the video, sorry, it looks even and also looks like a bob. If you want higher graduation, you need to, when you put your knuckles to the neck, you need to take your fingers higher, but we wanted more of a subtle graduation. Yeah. So this is obviously me cutting in real time. So that's how I'm able to go over step by step on what I'm actually doing. Neat sections. Make sure you've got nice tight clips that will get the hair out of the way. Always start in the middle. Remember, you'll have a nice clear guide from your last section. Move the rest of the hair out of the way. Again, make sure there's no bagging. You've got all that tension. Knuckles to neck. Pull your finger right out to how high you want that graduation, and you'll have a guide in there so you know exactly what to follow. Take half of that section into your neck section, and again, follow the exact same thing. Knuckles to neck. Pull your guide out. You've got a nice clear guide. If you don't have a clear guide, you've gone wrong somewhere, okay? Comb that straight down. Work it. So I work either side because I just find I get a much better balance. So again, I'm pulling it out, same angle, combing that down, taking half of that section, moving my half out the way, taking half of my new one, so I know exactly where I'm working. As long as I've got my nice clear guide in there, I know I'm following the exact section, the exact side that I need to be, basically. So you need to make sure there is no bagging in your section. So you need to make sure you've got enough tension and you're following your last guide. The reason why you need to make sure there's no bagging is because if there is bagging, some hairs are going to be slightly shorter. So when you comb that back out, it's going to be longer. So it'll be uneven. Does that make sense? So again, I'm pulling my section out. I then will comb that down just to see if there's any extra hairs. Can you see here? I just need to go over that. Look at my great double chin. And I'm just tweaking where I need to. But again, because as a guide, I can cut it. I cannot explain this enough. I'm sorry if you're annoyed if that I keep saying about following your guide, but if it doesn't look right when it's wet, it doesn't look right when it's dry. Taking my half section, I'm chatting shit to someone here, I don't know who that was, someone must have come to the door. Clean sections, move the hair out of the way that you don't need. Again, I'm doing this mainly for my students so they can go back to this before they do an assessment and double check, but for new students and for people that are not confident. Did you see that my guide was nice and clear? I'm following the same section. I'm making sure there's no bagging. I'm bringing the section down. My guide is in. It's nice and clear. And that's how I'm able to cut what I need to. I'm just making these videos to basically help people because I found there was just no help. Like when you left hair school, you just kind of left. Cross-check your section. So pull 2 sides down and feel. Make sure you look away when you're checking because otherwise if you think one side's longer, you'll automatically follow it without even realising. Just make sure you are cross-checking every time because you don't want one side longer than the other. You cut the whole haircut, then realise at the end that one side's longer, okay? So just make sure you're following and you're cross-checking by pulling 2 corners down, looking away and just double-check that it's feeling. Okay, so again, we're working our way up. I cut ridiculously quick, so I'm so sorry that this is really fast, but I just can't help it. I've got ADHD. Nothing I do is slow, so me cutting hair is super quick. So this is me. I'm 8 minutes in and I'm already like halfway through cutting my bob, okay? So again, always start from your middle section because it's an easy balance. You know exactly where you're coming from. Comb all that hair out, knuckles to neck, don't forget. You should have a nice clear guide. Right, so can you see here? I've got a nice clear guide. I didn't realise my third finger is always in the way. I'm hoping you still understand what I'm doing, even though you can't see the guide up close because I've literally got the camera quite far away, but I've got a guide to follow. And I'm again, knuckles to neck and just following that same pattern the whole way through. It just makes cutting bobs easier, to be honest. I see videos of people cutting hair bobs and I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? I don't understand why why it sounds so hard. My thing is knuckle to neck, you've got your guide, you can do the angle of your fingers is how high or how low you want a graduation. That's it, okay? I don't know my degrees, to be honest with you, so it could be 45 degrees, could be less, could be more, okay? But that's how high I want my graduation, so that's the angle that I'm doing. As long as you've got your knuckles to your neck and your graduation, you are all good. So again, to be fair, I was giving her a phone because she literally couldn't see anything. So I'm literally I'm reading it for her because she didn't have her glasses on, so I was checking. I don't know, I think I was reading what she was doing because she couldn't see. So excuse the pause of me getting distracted as per. So I've still got my clean sections. I'm still making sure there's no bagging, there's nice tension. Comb the hair straight out. You should be able to see the guide in this one. Nope, you can't because my finger's in the way. But my guide is there. That's why I can cut. Again, if your guide is not there, do not cut, okay? Take a smaller section or go back a section. There's a reason why your guide isn't there. Don't make it up. Just go back a section. It doesn't take long, but it will just help you get to where you need. I'm over directing it now to the middle a little bit because again I want to keep the length on the side. So can you see we're starting to create graduation at the back and we're going a little bit longer as we come to the sides because that's going to help us when we cut our side section. Okay, see my guide nice and clear, cutting that down, combing it in, cross-checking. So I'm just roughly picking up the same areas on each side just to check that they are feeling even, and that's when I can move on to my section if they are. If they're not, just go over that section and just double check if you've missed anything. Okay, so still working the same way up. I am literally doing the exact same thing over and over again. Okay, if you want a really short high graduation, take your fingers up higher when you cut your first section. Okay, but you can see that it's already sitting right when it's wet, so it means it's going to sit great when it's not. She still couldn't see her phone, so I was reading out her text, and you can literally see my double chin in this picture again. So if you see here, I'm combing out any knots, getting my graduation. That third finger is really pissing me off. I didn't realise I cut hair like that. What the fuck? And again, I'm copying that. I've given you a different angle on the camera here. My guide is in there, but you can't see because my fucking finger's in the way. But you get the drift, okay? We're following the same sections all the way up. So I'm going to stop chatting shit. I'm going to let you watch the rest and then I'll butt in where I need to. My guideline, you can see it clearly. I just find it a lot easier when I get to the top section just to come over with it and follow the exact same guideline so I know what I'm cutting. Look at that nice clear guideline. I don't know, I just find it easier. Then there's no reason why to it. You can do this, you can do the other way. Again, whatever's easier for you. I just feel like I can get it to look better when I pick it up this way. I am left-handed, so if you're right-handed, obviously you're going to be using your other hand and your scissors the other way. But I like to come over because again I can see my guideline really clearly and I can just take anything that I need to just to tweak it a little bit. Okay. So now we come in to the sides. I like to bring my sides back, okay? So I like to take vertical sections, make sure there's no knots in the hair, and I will comb my section down Again, making sure I've got nice tension, and follow my guide from there. If I want it even longer at the front, I'm going to pull the hair back even more. So I'm just going to over direct the hair right back. But we didn't want to go too mad. We actually needed to give it a nice chop. So I'm just following the same section. But if I wanted to really over direct that, so I'd bring it all the way back, that would keep it even longer on them side bits. Does that make sense? So again, it's nice, easy to follow. Take horizontal sections rather than vertical, and then you can literally follow it as it goes, basically. And then you can cross check it again once it's all dry. So now we're on to blow drying. You need to rough dry the hair, so it's pretty much 80% dry, okay? Get all that moisture out. You don't need it. It's just going to cause you more work that you don't need to do. Make sure that hair is 80% dry. Once you've done this, you need to get yourself a small brush, a round brush, because obviously you want to keep the shape in. And you want to take your sections up, and then you are going to start blow drying the hair. Again, I'm just going to let you watch rather than me waffling on, but get your round brush to get that bob sitting under, okay?
So, 1 minute. 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 1 min
So if you've watched this far, thank you. I am now honestly save this video because it is so handy. I'm now using my little clippers just to make the back look even better, okay? So I'm using my little clippers, I'm just sharpening up where I want to, where just will, if I comb the hair down, if she blow dries that and it doesn't sit right, I just want to get rid of that, okay? So I'm literally going with my little clippers, I'm tapping it in just to sharpen up that hairline. My graduation's still in there, so I can take it up, but this is the best way to do it when it's dry, because I like to comb the hair out and just see if anything is basically not where it should be. So again, I'm combing that down and I'm just checking just to see if there's any bits that I need to tweak. So see, we've got like little overhang here. Again, this is what drying it and tweaking it is about, okay? You need to check your haircut when it's dry, because obviously it's gonna look different once it's dry. Once it's wet, you'll see it in, but once you blow dry it, you'll be able to see bits that either shouldn't be there, need tweaking, need chipping into. So as you can see, when I pull my section down, it is all straight, but there's just a little slight overhang that I need to tweak. So I'm just trying to find it as I'm combing it out. So can you see here, I found it, so I'm now going to tweak the hair. Because if I don't tweak this, when she dries her hair, if she don't blow dry it with a round brush, mate, that's going the other way and it's not going to sit like a bob. So just tweak your work when it's dry. Honestly, like, there's nothing wrong with tweaking it. I want to tweak this, so then when she styles it at home, she doesn't have any problem with it. It'll be absolutely fine. Again, so that's what this video is for. It's just to show you how to tweak, how to check. We will chip into as well. That'll be coming up in a minute. I just want to make sure that our sides are sitting as they should be. But again, the bob's in, it's a lovely shape. But again, we're going to texturize it just to soften it a little bit and just to make sure there's no overhang that shouldn't be there. So again, I'm literally just following that, seeing if there's any additional hair that I need to chop. Again, because my scissors are so long, I tend to get it in one go. There's Joe in the background. So now I'm going to start to take my sections quite chunky. I'm going over again, taking bigger sections, and I'm going to point cut. So I'm going to really point cut, really texture, really chop into it to take that bulk out of the back. If someone wants it really heavy, I wouldn't do that, but I just wanted a bit of texture and it a little bit softer. So I'm taking big sections, making sure I've got a nice tension, holding further away, and I'm chopping into it. So I'm point cutting into the hair to make it softer. So you can see straight away it's taking any bulk out of it. So make sure you're holding further away. So can you see I'm really spreading that hair out and really point cutting into it? And it really helps with texturizing. I'll let you keep watching this.